We have a voicemail number which you can call if you have anything to tell me, and many of you do. That number is 219 David P. Here is a question about vaccine distribution and the Chinese coronavirus vaccine. Let's listen.
Hey, David. Many places like the Philippines feel they're being left out to die by Americans because they say that Americans are hoarding vaccines. And so many countries are actually turning to Sinovac, the vaccine from China. What are your thoughts on the sentiment of being abandoned? Secondly, can we really trust the Sinovac vaccine approved by the CCP, considering what the CCP is doing to Uyghurs, Tibetans, Hong Kong, etc.?
Yeah.
Thanks.
So there's two questions there. First of all, the hoarding of vaccines by certain countries. I mean, listen, yeah, it's going on. It's completely predictable and at least internally logical that if you are the government of the United States, you would first try to get enough vaccines for the United States. The counter argument that's being made is the U.S. has secured way more vaccines than the U.S. actually needs for 330 million people. That's true. The U.S. doesn't have nearly all of those vaccines, and some of those contracts, I believe, are sort of backstops, securing 100 million extra doses of the J&J vaccine in case Pfizer and or Moderna don't come through. The U.S. has already said anything extra we're going to start giving to other countries. So this is a tough situation because countries are going to try to vaccinate their own people first. That makes perfect sense. The question becomes when there's disproportionate market power, when there are dramatically different financial situations, at what point is the behavior considered predatory? And that's sort of an ongoing debate. Now, the question about can we trust the Chinese vaccine? I mean, listen, I don't know. The WHO is going to decide whether to approve it. The Chinese vaccine from Sinovac is a conventional vaccine rather than an mRNA. It has the advantage that it can be stored in a standard fridge instead of requiring a particularly cold fridge. The efficacy is unclear. The data we have so far from trials in Turkey and Indonesia, the Turkey trial says it's 91% effective. The Indonesia trial says it's 65% effective. That's pretty different. Is it because of different variants, strains? It's just not clear yet. Researchers in Brazil said the Chinese vaccine is 78% effective, but then they revised the data and said, oh, it's only 50% effective. I don't know. And I have no special opinion about it. You know, the Sputnik vaccine didn't go through nearly as rigorous testing before approval. It was approved in Russia before being as extensively tested with completed phase 3 trials as in the US. But from what we know now, it does appear to be safe and effective by and large. So I think the question is a perfectly fair one. I think the answer needs to be guided by the data. And we will see what the WHO decides. Now, there are some who will say the WHO is so in bed with China and the CCP, the Chinese Communist Party, that we can't even trust the WHO's determination on this vaccine. I don't know. I think it's a fair question, and we'll have more data coming very, very soon. And efficacy aside, if we believe the early data, it is like the other vaccines, almost 100% effective at preventing serious COVID and death. So we will see what the next couple of weeks bring. On the bonus show today, we are going to talk about the conflict happening in some European countries about the AstraZeneca Oxford vaccine, where some places have said we're pausing this vaccine because of some blood clots, whereas others are saying there is no evidence that the blood clots are connected to the vaccine in any way. We'll talk about that on today's bonus show. We will also talk about the governor of West Virginia wants a population boom in the state of West Virginia and also wants a Disney theme park. And the plan is to cut taxes. It's all very weird. We'll talk about West Virginia, a state not often discussed on the show. And we will also talk about Russia's forthcoming blockage of Twitter. Russia says they will block Twitter nationally in the country unless Twitter deletes banned content. And what are the implications? What are the motivations? And we will talk about that on today's bonus show. How do you get access to the bonus show? It's easy. You go to joinpakman.com and you sign up. That's it. We have a coupon code. The code is BETTER21. It'll save you some money. You're not obligated to use it, but you could be listening to or watching today's bonus show in 60 seconds if you get a membership at joinpakman.com. Otherwise, I'll see you back here tomorrow.